Talking about resilience. Now, what is resilience? I Googled an online dictionary and it defines resilience as the capacity and the ability to recover quickly from difficulties. Basically speaking, it says it's the ability to be tough during tough times. Now, this takes me to a story in the Bible, 1 Samuel chapter 30, and it tells us a story of David and his 600 mighty men. These guys go out to war, they leave their wives, their children, and everything in a city called Ziklag. Now they go, win the war, and on their way back, they see that, man, the city where they left their kids and their wives had been burned. It was in flames. Their wives had been kidnapped, their kids had been kidnapped, and everything was just gone. At this point, the Bible describes what happened when these 600 men and David arrive at the city. They're so traumatized that they begin to cry and cry and cry. I mean, can you imagine 600 and something men crying? And at this point, they just fell apart into pieces. Now, why is this pertinent? It's pertinent because these guys were what you would call super tough guys. Even David, we know, was like really tough. When he was young, he killed Goliath, and the Bible talks about how, strong David was, and these men as well. But they faced a situation that their natural resilience could not handle. So what am I saying here? I'm saying that there are two kinds of resilience. Remember, resilience is the ability to recover quickly from difficult situations. So there are two kinds of resilience. There is the natural resilience, which can take you so far, and there is the supernatural resilience that comes from God. There's a portion in the scripture, 2 Corinthians, I believe, verse 1-9. Paul the apostle begins to say something about this kind of resilience. He said that when they were in Asia, they were preaching the gospel, they received a sentence of death. Things were so tough that it was like, man, I think I'm just going to give up. But something happened here. Paul says in 2 Corinthians chapter 1, verse 9, he says, look, we got to the point where we realized, I'm paraphrasing, that we were not going to rely on ourselves, but we were going to rely on God who strengthens us. So the moral of the story here is this. You and I will go through life, and life will present us with certain challenges. Some of them our natural resilience will be able to handle, but for some of them, your natural resilience, my natural resilience, will not be able to deal with those situations, like in the case of David and his men here. So what do? We switch to the supernatural resilience that God provides so that we can go through this life and recover from everything and anything that life presents to us, but only through the supernatural resilience that God provides.